Hey, I'm Daniel Cox. I'm a freshman at Wofford, and I do ROTC. I'm contracted with the Army, so I'll do 4 years of ROTC, and then I'll graduate and commission as a second lieutenant officer in the Army. What made me want to do ROTC in the military as part of my career later in life is my uncle was in the Army and still is, and my oldest brother he got a full ride with the Army, um, and now he's a Black Hawk helicopter pilot stationed in Fort Riley, Kansas. Uh, and then my middle brother, Jason, he's a junior at Wofford, and he's on a full ride with the Army as well. So just having that influence in my life, I've always wanted to do the Army, and ever since I was a little kid, and having uh, you know Army birthday parties and stuff like that to my brothers committing to something that I wanted to commit to. People who do JROTC in high school, it's not as serious as it is in as ROTC in college, because in high school it's just kind of like the basics of the basics. Like you're just learning kind of just broad things about the all the branches of the military, not any specifics really. It's not really preparing you for anything. Um, it's just kind of there for another credit, really. Uh, ROTC in college is different because a lot of the people are on scholarship, so that is going to be their profession one day. And ROTC in college is much more serious because it teaches you, your basic, it's your first real, like, hey, this is what I'm going to have to know later on in life. Since high school is different than college, ROTC, I still think a lot of people will carry over like the stereotype of, oh, that's an ROTC guy. He's just kind of like one of those dudes. There's a stereotype there, but it's much more different than it is in high school. Uh, College is preparing people to be the leaders, be the next leaders of the Army, and high school's not. We do way more real things than high school does, and it's just not the same people. Not a lot of people have a lackadaisical attitude about it. I like to surround myself with people who want to become better, and there's a lot of people in college ROTC like that, unlike high school ROTC. So my routine is waking up at 5:30 in the morning on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, um, and going to PT, which is physical training. And basically, what we do there, we'll start with some stretches and stuff, and then we will Mondays are AGRs is what we call them, and they're ability group runs. So you have your different groups. You have Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, and Alpha is the fastest, and then Bravo, and then Charlie, and on down the line. And then Wednesdays is usually like a circuit workout, and sometimes we'll do these things called Spartan workout. What we do in a Spartan workout is you run a half mile, then you do 25 sit-ups, you run the stairs of the stadium, and then you do 25 push-ups, and then you run another half mile. And then Fridays we'll usually do like a ruck march, which a ruck is just a big bag, book bag looking kind of thing on your back with a bunch of military Army gear in it. For class, we have a military science class that lasts 50 minutes. Mine is on Wednesdays from 1 to 1:50, and we basically learn about like Army values and your basic Army leadership stuff. And then we have military leadership lab, which is you learn about like Army combat stuff, battle tactics, your first aid, how to call in like a medevac if you're in combat and somebody was to get shot, how to put on tourniquets, stuff like that. My schedule differs from your average student because I have to wake up a lot earlier than most students, and then I have to maintain physical fitness. So I have to find time to not only work out in the mornings 3 times a week, but also work out on my own to make myself better. I also have to worry about not having as much time to get my schoolwork done and my homework done and study as much because I'm trying to, get some sleep before I have PT in a few hours. So some of the positives to doing ROTC and being contracted with the Army in college is one of them is you get a stipend. So each month you get a certain sum of money, and it goes up each year. Another cool thing that you could do is you can go to military schools, such as airborne or air assault. And both my brothers went to airborne school during their time at Wofford doing ROTC. And basically that all that does is airborne school is you learn how to jump out of airplanes and parachute down onto the ground, which is pretty cool. Another thing that you can do is called CULP. Is what my brother Jason, who's a junior here now, did, and he got to go to Africa with with a group of ROTC cadets all around the country, and they got to work with the Madagascar Army and shoot AK-47s and Makarov pistols, and he got to brief their generals and stuff like that. And basically, it's just cultural awareness, which is really cool. Another thing that you can do between your junior and senior year during the summer is go and shadow a lieutenant, platoon leader, out wherever. We had a cadet go to Hawaii to shadow a infantry platoon leader, and we had two go to the Mojave Desert, which is over out west. I'm not really sure what I want to do, what job I want to have in the Army yet. I've thought about infantry, I've thought about combat engineer, I've thought about military intelligence, but there's just so many options that you can do that a lot of people just don't know about. Any civilian job that they have, any job that they have in the civilian world, they have it more than likely in the military. So yeah, it's a different kind of society, but it's definitely you definitely get great skills from it, from being in the military. Although I don't know what I necessarily want to do just yet. I'm really excited, and you know, being in the Army is it's always something that I've been willing to do and wanted to do. I've always wanted to serve our country and be a part of something bigger than me, and so I felt that this was the best way for me to accomplish that goal.